Hello everyone, I'm Jared Parton of the JP Home Group. I have Matt Weaver here with me. Matt, please tell us who you are.
Matt Weaver, Cross Country Mortgage, local mortgage lender, been here for 20 years.
Great, thanks for joining me, Matt. So, Matt and I get together and we do some educational videos for the consumer in the real estate industry. And we are often presented with certain questions that we both hear. Matt's a leader on the finance side of the industry. I'm heavily involved in assisting buyers and sellers. And one of the questions that we hear on a regular basis is, are we in a buyer's market? Are we in a seller's market? And how do you perfectly time this to absolutely capitalize whether you're selling or buying? So Matt, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I really don't know what the difference is. And what I mean by that is if someone is a real estate investor and they're doing this for their career and they're buying and selling a home quickly and they have to get in and out and really time a market, I'd say it's pretty important for them. But if someone's looking to buy a home to occupy, to live in, if they actually have a need, or if someone's looking to sell a home to in turn buy a home, I don't think market conditions play a role at all.
Okay, so everything that we hear about this market being in a major shift and the elections are affecting everything and it's the time of year, all these different variables that are being used as excuses on what's really affecting the market, you feel don't really affect the market in the way a lot of people think it actually does.
Well, South Florida particularly is a very seasonal area. Our summer months are really at our peak in terms of home sales. And then you'll have August, September, October, which typically pull back, okay? So we see that every year. And the reason for that is a couple things. You know, those who have families, who have kids, they've now gone back and transitioned into school and they've gotten their life started again because schools start in the middle of August. Those who don't have kids, September is still winding down vacations. Several holidays in October, so there's a lot of different variables there as to why our market's slow a little bit here. Now, there's also some other variables such as interest rates. There was a lot of volatility over the year. We're starting to see rates trend down a little bit. And I think that's going to be consistent throughout the end of this year. I also feel that the Federal Reserve, which is supposed to be meeting within this quarter, I think they're going to pause on increasing rates. That's just my guesstimate, what that's worth, exactly what you paid for it, nothing. But that's just my viewpoint on it. So, in my opinion, I think we're going to end Q4 of this year strong.
Okay, fantastic. Now, when I get that question from a person that truly does need to buy a property or does need to sell a property, and they ask me how to properly time that, what do you think the true answer is in regards to some of these variables that we're dealing with?
I was always told, and I was told by a very wise man, that you never sharpshoot a bottom on anything, right?
Okay.
It's almost trying to catch a falling knife. It just typically doesn't work. So if you have a true need to buy a home, let's face it, so when you buy a home, you're buying it to own something, you're buying it to house your family, you have a lot of tax benefit with it, so it's a very long-term play. It's not walking into Macy's and buying a t-shirt, right? Maybe I'll come next week because they'll have 20% off.
Right.
Not the concept with buying a house. So if you're buying a home, it's to fulfill a need. As an example, a newly married couple may have that need. What's the alternative? I'm gonna wait a year? Wait a year in what regard? What do you stand to gain? What do you stand to lose? And I think trying to pull out a crystal ball on that, a lot of times we can go wrong.
Right, absolutely. And how about the sellers that feel that they need to try and time this market as well? Does it make sense if you truly need to sell your house to sit back and try to time it? Or do you really have to address what your needs are, what your goals are, and find the person that can help you execute properly to make sure that that's done effectively?
Sure, makes a whole lot of sense if you're a real estate investor. If you're looking for those returns. If you're a true traditional seller that has a need to sell because you want to now repurchase, trying to time that is I don't think anyone really wins in that regard.
Right.
So if we're trying to time to get the maximum dollar, then are we going to pay the maximum price on the buy side? If you have the need to buy today, buy today.
Right.
If you have the need to sell today, to buy today, sell today. It's both equal a great market in that regard. Could we see some price deterioration over the next year? A couple percentage points here and there. Look, if we opened a 401k or an IRA today, and our advisor said we should be purchasing Coca-Cola stock, are we going to sit there and wait to figure out if Coca-Cola's going to go down?
Right.
Or are we going to buy the stock and then revisit that in years to come? Real estate is a long-term play. And the purpose of real estate is to own it.
Absolutely, I would agree. So, I appreciate your time today, and I think what we can get out of this is whether you're trying to figure out if it's a buyer's market or trying to figure out if it's a seller's market and trying to figure out how to time all of this, I think the real question is to identify what your true needs are, what your true goals are, and then figure out how to effectively accomplish that. Matt, do you have anything you want to add before we end this?
I think, in summary, South Florida in particular has a lot of great things by way of keeping values and helping values increase as well, if someone's very concerned about values. If we stop and think about it, the taxation up in the Northeast has and is bringing a lot of people to move down to South Florida. A lot of different companies, a lot of different hedge funds, a lot of retirees are still moving down to Florida in large numbers. We have the climate, we have the beauty, we have all of the accoutrements. So I would bet long on South Florida.
And I definitely agree with that. Matt, I appreciate your time. Once again, I'm Jared Park with the JP Home Group. If I can assist you with any of your needs when it comes to buying and selling, my direct line is 561-703-1161. Matt, please share your contact information.
Absolutely. Our team operates 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. No silly questions. Always feel free to reach out to us. And remember, there's never a silly question. Whether you're thinking about buying for the first time, whether you just have some questions on what it really looks like, reach out to us. 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. My direct cell phone, 561-212-6503.
Great. Thanks, Matt. I truly
Wonderful.
appreciate it.
Okay. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.